YouTube was good. It's your boy, Paul's Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? If this is your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. Uh, Again, I'm doing this from my phone. I'm gonna have to actually either get a new laptop or get this one fixed. So my brother-in-law, he real good at doing shit like that. So probably gonna have to come to him with this. But and for the most part, I'm gonna I'm gonna try to make quick work of this. Uh, Apparently, I know Comedy Hype talked about it when I saw it like a few days ago last week. Oh, speaking of which, uh, Happy New Year, and yes, well, actually, the new year was indeed yesterday, which is just happened to be my birthday. I turned 51 yesterday, and for the most part, yes, April 1st is the first month of the year. Don't believe me? Just go read Exodus 12th chapter, then go read Exodus 13:4. Do the translations, then look up why April Fool's Day is actually really called April Fool's Day, and then there it is. So now that we got that out the way, let's talk about this Good Times animated reboot that Netflix is they either have done it or they've done it and then they're gonna release it on April 12th, I believe, right? And so I've watched a couple of channels of people actually really talking about this. And just like with anything else that people talk about, right? You miss, it's almost like you miss it, but it's like right there in your face. Motherfuckers always holler about, well, we can't let them be playing in our face, or it's hidden in plain sight and all this kind of stuff. Well, the one thing about the actual show that aired in 1974, I believe, right? If you actually really stop and really look at this whole Good Times deal, the show back in 1974 was, if you ask me, was straight bullshit on several reasons, and I'm gonna tell y'all why, right? And then you actually really look at this animated piece that it's actually like really gonna Netflix is gonna air come, they said April 12th. But what I'm saying is that if you actually really look at, everybody's saying hell no to the damn animated show. But a lot of people said, well, hell yeah to the actual television show. And so my whole deal is bullshit, regardless if it's in live action or in animation. It's all still bullshit because here it is, right? It is. You got a family, you know, in the ghetto, and then what's so bad about it? You motherfuckers don't even know what the word ghetto actually like truly means, or the etymology of the word ghetto. I'm not gonna tell y'all, but that might be something that y'all actually like might want to look up, and you'll be surprised what the actual etymology of the word ghetto actually really means. So in other case, so in other case, right? And I know I'm probably pissed off a whole bunch of imaginary people, i.e., Christians, right? For what I'm about to say, but in a sense, here it is. You got a family. She dropped neither. Nobody has no education, or they don't have proof of education. Neither one of them graduated. So everybody's talking about, why John Amos left. And the thing about it though, he was saying, well, and which I also, and this is why I'm saying that is bullshit, because although that show actually like really tried to depict, and that's what and this is see key word right there. They try to depict or recreate motherfucking something that happens on a daily basis. But here's this. So, but my thing is, okay, why create a show that you can sit down and laugh at, knowing damn well that's the situation that you're in at that particular point in time? Why do that, right? I don't. It's almost kind of like when my dad was living, and he would never watch any army movies, especially anything that was dealing with Vietnam, right? And then, because he would always tell me, hey, why the fuck do I want to watch something when I was there when it actually like really happened? And then 9 times out of 10, they probably gonna fuck up the damn storyline in the first place. So 9 times out of 10, if you actually really stop and look at good times, not to say that everybody in the family or everybody in the ghetto is all, hoodlums and shit. There's some actually pretty good people, that actually really live in the ghetto or whatever. But my whole deal is, and they actually like really put it in they put it in the trailer, because they had a thing in there talking about Black Jesus. Well, just like I said, when the second episode of season 1 was an episode about Black Jesus, right? Well, let me tell you something, people. All right, first and foremost, I always thought, and a lot of people do, that Florida was too religious, right? And then like I said, with the very first episode, she can talk about James, the Lord don't want you hustling no pool. I'm like, okay, first and foremost, how you know what Yahweh want him to do? Okay, so now we go back to the Black Jesus episode, and then so I'm just gonna tell you something right here, people. Guess what? If he was black, guess what? His name wasn't Jesus, and then even more so, he was a Hebrew. You can't even pronounce the letter J in the English language. So again, it's just certain things like that. And any time when James had a chance to actually really get after a job, it was almost like hell. She kept holding him down. I mean, I regret the fact the shit with the Reverend Sam. Again, I'm just like, okay, well, you called him Jesus, so basically you really ain't doing no more than what the Reverend's doing, because both of y'all spreading bullshit, right? And then the shit went up there in Alaska, right? She didn't want to let him go with that. I mean, I regret the fact, yes, the ghetto is bad or whatever, but I just felt like it was a lot of instances that could have took place, and Florida actually really stopped that shit from happening. And so again, then like I say, those are like 2 instances that I can like just call like right off, right? And then they was actually really saying, well, the reason why John Amos said that he left, because instead of focusing on all of the kids, the script just focused on one, JJ, right? So, and then everybody knows JJ was the class clown or whatever. But, he was an artist. He could paint damn good. So, and then it's just for the simple fact, and this is what pisses me off, right, is that, hold that dog. So basically what y'all got there. Excuse me. I've been fighting this cough like forever and a day. But in our case, this what John Amos said, it really pissed me off, and I'll tell you why. Because he just say, okay, well, y'all focusing too much on the class clown of the family. So I got a very serious question I want to ask y'all. And for the most part, this actually kind of goes back to what Bill Cosby said in one of his concerts, because he was just like, do you have children? And he was like, so the guy said, we got them, like, they're grown now, but how many did you have? So the guy said 2. He said, well, that qualifies. That qualifies because he said, people who just have one child, I don't really consider them a parent because there's too many things left out. So he was like, for instance, if something's broken in the house, you have one child, you know who did it, right? So you ain't got to go through all that shit, you know. So basically what I'm saying is this, and I can say this because I'm speaking from experience, right? But okay, say you get a family and it's 2 or more. Okay, let's look at this like this, right? Say you get a family and they have 4 kids. And at this point, so let's just say you can have 3 boys, 1 girl, or you can have 2 and 2. So you got 2 boys and 2 girls, right? So let's just say they all under the same roof, right? And for the most part, everybody graduated high school, right? Now, depending on how you can look at that, you can be like, okay, did you actually like really pass high school or did you just scoot by, right? And which, again, you know, not to say that that's actually like really an indication of everything, but let's just say that the one, or let's just say, hell, 2 of them, right? So you got the 2 good ones and then you got the 2 ain't so good ones, right? So it's almost like, okay, if you're gonna depict life, right? Just know that one of your kids, if not 2 of them, depending on how many that you have, just know that 2 of them is gonna be some hard-hitted rascals. They're not gonna actually like really want to conform to what everybody else is doing at that particular time. And so, just like I say, I can say this, I can vouch for this because I'm living proof of that. And not that I'm trying to throw my brother under the bus, right? But it's just for the fact that here it is. I look at myself. I went to school, joined the Army, now I'm retired. I ain't got to work no more if I don't want to. My brother, on the other hand, stayed in all kinds of trouble, right? And I'm not going to sit up here and say that he didn't graduate, right? But I'm just saying, okay, if you look at the parameters of we both was under the same roof, right? Look at how I turned out versus how my brother turned out, you know. And again, I'm not sitting up here I'm not here trying to downplay nobody, especially when it comes to my own family, right? But for you to say something like that, knowing damn well, in most families, that's usually the goddamn case, right? And we as parents, we want all our kids to be successful. We all want our kids to do better than what the fuck we did, right? But just know you're gonna have that. Just know you're gonna have that one little raggedy motherfucker that ain't gonna want to do shit. And then just like I say, it's gonna be up to the other two or the other three of how many is in the family to make sure that that one actually like really get his or her head on the shoulder straight, right? It's just a part of life. So that within itself is bullshit. And then these folk that I'm listening to right now, or was listening to right now, they gonna come in there, and I think Seth MacFarlane is like one of the people behind this. And so they was just like, why is he in it? He don't know nothing about black culture. I said, well, shit. Look at Norman Lear. He don't know nothing. Let y'all tell it. He don't know nothing black culture neither. But see, now this right here is where y'all motherfuckers go. You put like this. You either gonna go that way or you gonna go this way. But me, as the crazy uncle, I'm taking that shit straight down the motherfucking middle. Because again, what did they say? Freedom is a road seldom traveled by the multitude, right? Meaning, meaning that it's gonna be very few people walking down the middle of the motherfucking road. Because the middle of the road is where it's at, people. Plain and simple. So basically what I'm saying is this. They go sit up and talk about, oh, well, they don't know the black culture. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because 9 times out of 10, though they're the ones that actually really created the black culture in the first place. I mean, because let's think about it for a minute. These motherfuckers, they all actually got together and said, you know what? Let's take this group of black people here, put them in a section of the city, regardless of motherfucking state, where that houses are somewhat run down, the education ain't what it should be, which for the most part, education has never been the way that it should be, right? But let's just say that it's worse here in that particular part of town, right, than say versus anywhere else in the state, right? So you put them there, you give them fucked up housing, and then they add 2 ingredients. They're gonna make sure there's a church nearby and a goddamn liquor store. And again, some of y'all gonna go this way to the church. Some of y'all gonna go this way to the liquor store. Or it could be some of y'all will go this way, make a U-turn just to go back to the liquor store. So again, yes, they do. Because guess who created it? They did. Right? So again, just like say, you can sit up here and you can talk about it all goddamn day long. And then it's just for simple. Let's go back to the Black Jesus episode, right? What did Florida do, right? I mean, I regret the fact both of them were false representations of the Messiah, right? But she was so dealing with the one, calling this the real one here, and we already know what the fuck color he was. And why somebody say, oh, you bringing race into it. Motherfucker, you don't even know what it is to be a black person or a white person for that matter. You don't even know your goddamn colors. Because see, here it is. You called me a black man, and here it is. I got black tattoos, and I got this goddamn black shirt on, right? So you're not going to act like really to be put like this. All this shit going to look like I either ain't got no clothes on, right? Or I got on clothes. You just don't know where the clothes stop and my skin starts at. Right? So there's no goddamn such thing as a black person or a white person. So let's just get that out of the way now. Now you go to, like I said, to the black Jesus. Right? Now, if then they actually really went into the Bible, and it was so bad about it, the description that they give in the Bible ain't actually like really talking about an individual. Or that it is, but all that whole thing was nothing more than the tabernacle where Yahweh himself dwelled in. Right? So again, that's another story. But basically, all what I'm saying is that when you push a bullshit issue, oh, that's a Christian family, knowing that Christians don't exist, right? So, like I say, when you push a bullshit issue, whether it started back in 1974 or 2024, you still pushing the same bullshit. So my thing is, now I get it. Everybody that's raising hell about it now, you couldn't do nothing about it back then because 9 times out of 10, all these people that's actually really talking about it, going against it, they either my age or a few years younger or older. In a sense, we all in the same motherfucking age bracket. Right? So the thing about it though is this. Everybody was like, well, no, we don't want this to air because it's depicting us as being stupid. Well, if that's the case, go to BET and take all that shit off. Stop with the love and hip hop bullshit. Because guess what? If that's the case, because listen, it just ain't with one show. There's a whole bunch of bullshit out there that depict us in the most fucked up ass way. But y'all will watch that all goddamn day long. Y'all will watch it. Y'all will watch love and hip hop. Y'all will sit up there and watch the Hollywood households. Right? Yeah, I know it's supposed to be housewives, but they all hoes. 9 times out of 10, you in Hollywood, you do the motherfucking math on that. So, but in our case, people, don't sit up here and holler bullshit about a reboot when you didn't holler bullshit or people, because I'm pretty sure it was the self-aware motherfuckers was back then, right? If they didn't do nothing to stop it, goddamn it, don't do this now. Or just like what I said, if you're gonna do a petition to not let this shit air, right? Then, like I say, take off all of the bullshit. Just like what my grandma said, if you're gonna be stupid, don't half-ass it, do it all the way. Shut all that shit down. Right? Because I ain't got time, because it's already bad enough, all what you see what most black people doing now, they drinking or they got their ass in the air shaking it, right? So, I mean, and then again, again, this just not with this damn particular show. I can tell you a couple other shows. Shit, look at Blackish. What type of fucking bullshit was that when it was out? So just like I say, y'all quick to jump on something, but you don't know why you're jumping on it. But you just feel like, oh, we got to jump on this topic here, right? And not know what the fuck you're talking about. Whether it's the producers or whether it was the actual people that did that show back in 1974 versus with the people that are actually really doing the show now. right? We all know that we fucked up, right? But somebody decided to say, hey, look, let's give these people a camera and a microphone and let them go at it. It is what it is, people. So, with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your big dad, tell your Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door across the street around the corner, Paulus Harris, a.k.a. Chris' uncle. And we're going to holler at y'all.